Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this FASIBE Rechargeable LED headlamp. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So let's get this open. So here we have the headlamp, the strap, charge cable, and battery, and the manual. Let's get the headlamp out. Let's take a look at the manual. So here we have some specs. It says irradiation distance is 328 feet. The LED source is 351B white light, 2-piece, plus XPG green light, 2-piece, XPG red light, 2-piece. It's made of aluminum alloy and ABS plastic. The headlamp can be rotated 180 degrees to adjust lighting direction. It charges with USB Type-C. It has a charge indicator. It's red when charging, green when charged. Has a power indicator. It's green light when it's 30 to 100%, red light from 10 to 30%, and red light flashing below 10%. It takes 2.5 hours to charge. Battery life is 5 to 12 hours depending on the battery capacity. I'm guessing the different modes could use different amounts of power too. So this has different working modes. It has high white light, low white light, high green light, low green light, and red light SOS. If you double click, it has white light flash. It also has a memory function. So this talks about how to install the battery, talks about how to charge it, so we'll go over all of that. This shows the different modes. Okay, so this has an IP67 waterproof rating. So we'll unscrew the side here and we can see that O-ring. So this comes with an 18650 cell. So you can take extra batteries and swap them out if they die. I'll take off the plastic there. So we want to place positive in first, and the positive and negative are pretty small in this battery, but you can read them. So we want positive in, then we'll put the cap on. And this is aluminum, it feels nice and sturdy. Oh, and there's also an icon here for the battery saying plus and minus. So to charge this, we'll unscrew the other side, and that will reveal the charge port. So let's get this charging. So we'll plug into our USB charger and we'll plug into this. And the charger says it's charging at 0.96 amps. And I can unclip this from here and we can see the end is lit up. It's red, so it's charging. So while that's charging, let's get the headband ready. So I have the adjustable part in the back. I'll take the strap and I'll put it in that slit. And I'll kind of bunch it down till the whole side is in there. And then I will do the same to the other side. And now that's in there, so I can slide it back and forth so it's centered. So let's take this off the charger. And you don't have to detach it to charge it. I was just doing it while I was putting the strap on. And then this will rotate back in and seal off that USB port. And then we can clip this in like so. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show this on my head. So I'll try this on my head. So it fits like that. Now if you want to adjust it, you can slide these here in and out. You want to slide them evenly. So I like it right about like that. And then this can go up and down like so. And it has little detents in there so it's not relying on friction to hold it. And I would say this is pretty comfortable. This has some heft to it. It's aluminum. It feels very sturdy, but I can barely feel it on my forehead right now because it's not super big. So now let's look at the lighting modes. So there will be some flashing light in this video if you're sensitive. So let's press the button to turn this on. Now I'm just showing this on my bench here. We're going to test this out in the dark in a little bit. So this is the high white. This is the low white. This is green, high, green low. There's red, red strobe, and off. So if we double click, we'll have the white strobe. So here we have that flickering light. So if you really want to get attention, that white strobe is going to be very visible from a long ways away. So when we have it on, to turn it off, we can wait 5 seconds and then we can press the power button and then it will turn off. Otherwise it's going to cycle through the different modes. So I think it's been 5 seconds. We click it, we turned it off. So it has that memory mode. So let's try that out. So I'll turn it on. Let's go to green high, and we have to be in this mode for 10 seconds, so I'll cut to 10 seconds ahead. Okay, so it's been 10 seconds. I'll press the button to turn it off. I'll press the button again, and it turned back to the previous mode we were on. So that's a really nice feature. So at nighttime, a lot of times you'll want to use a red light to help retain your night vision. And with the headlamp, you might have the red light on, and then when you turn it off and turn it back on again, it will cycle through the white lights before you get back to the red light. With this one, we'll turn it off, we'll turn it back on, it goes right back to that red light. So this would be a great headlamp for nighttime use. We can look at the lights from the front too. You can see the different series of LEDs there. So here we have the white. So both LEDs are lit up and it just dims them when it goes to the low mode. And I'll say that's a very bright LED. So I'm going to get this charged up and then we'll do a better demonstration of the light. Okay, here I'm standing at the end of my driveway and I'm about 50 foot from the garage door, so I'll turn the light on. So here we're on the high mode and it's super bright. It's lighting up pretty much the whole driveway there. Here's the low mode. This is actually still very bright too. Let's go into the green mode. And there's green, and now green's going to show lots of detail. Our eyes are very good at detecting green light. And now I turned it off because I waited 10 seconds. I'll turn that back on. And we'll go right back to green mode. And then we have green low. And here's the red mode. So this might be good for hiking down a trail at night. And here we have that red strobe. Again, let's look at that main spotlight. And that's an incredibly bright headlamp. And here's a wider view of the headlamp. Now it's showing as a brighter spot on the camera, but in person there is some more light in the periphery. And there's that green light right in front of me. And I am holding this in my hand. Typically it would be on my head, so the spot would be a little bit bigger, but then the camera would cast a shadow. So aside from outdoor activities, I often use headlamps for working on things like cars. So in an emergency use, you might have a flat tire. So I'm out in my dark garage, I'll put the headlamp on and turn it on. And here we can look at the tire. And this is way brighter than you need it to be. I'll turn it on that lower mode. And this is plenty bright for changing a tire. So if you're taking off the lugs, you set them on the ground, you're not going to misplace them in the dark. Now here I'm looking in an engine bay, and this is still on that low mode, and it's still plenty bright. Let me turn it on the high again. We'll cycle through the modes. There's green, red, flashing. Yeah, and this is super bright. So if you had a broken belt in here or a leak or something, you would easily be able to see it with this light. It's a very nice clean light too. So that was the FASIBE LED rechargeable headlamp. I was really impressed with this headlamp. It has that metal construction, it just feels really solid. It has an 18650 lithium cell in it, so you can buy extra cells, charge them up, and have them on hand. Now the headband is a simple elastic strap. That's my preference. I had some headlamps that had some foam here, and it would just break down, and it would get your forehead all dirty, and it was just disgusting. I like elastic. I can take this out and clean it real easy and put it back in, or I could even replace it someday. And what really impressed me about this was the light it threw. This put out a ton of light. It lit up my whole driveway. It shot it really far. Not only that, it has the white, green, and red LEDs, and it can put out a lot of light with any of those colors. I've seen headlamps with red LEDs, and they don't light up very bright, so it might be okay for reading a map or something, but if you want a red LED for doing some hiking down a trail, I think this is going to be a better option. It really does put out a lot of light. And then when you want to see detail, you can put it over on that green mode. So if you're looking for a very robust headlamp, has durable build quality, and great light output, I think this is a great option. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.